Hi YouTube, this is Andy from All Things Mini, and today I was just going to cover just a very quick video on certain little things about basing. I've already done something on my blog about what I'm going to show you, but I thought it might be easy if you want to actually see a video. Now I'm going to do like those awful adverts do, where you have, like for example, somebody with a mop. And it's a normal mop that everybody uses, and they're they're paid to actually make it look so pathetic to use this thing. You know, they slop water everywhere, they slam it on the bucket, they smash it through windows, and then you want to buy this super whiz mop which will make your life complete. So basically I'm going to do my own sort of little take on that with this. Now I've got here is a set of skeletons, work in progress, with swords, looking all nice and stuff like that. Now here comes the really bad advert. As you can imagine, you're moving these and oh look, you do something like that, oh, and they don't go on, so you put them back on in a hurry because you're wanting somebody to, you know, not get too annoyed with you, and then, oh, I've got to leave them over here, oh no, oh dear. And the rest goes on. It's a load of crap, isn't it, really? But still, anyway. Yes, as you can see, the GW movement trays, which are rather nice, you know, they're fairly decent, help you move all of these. I did see on miniwargaming.com there was a bat rep for Warhammer, and a chap had played with his army and he didn't have any of these movement trays, and he moved each one of these individually. I could only imagine that would really make the battle extend to such an extent it's ridiculous. But still, anyway, now what am I going to discuss today? Now I'm going to take some of these, which as you might know are nice neodymium magnets, quite strong, and I'm going to stick them to the base of this. Now as you can see, if I move the rest of these lads out of the way, as you can see there's a depression in here, so if I was to get, let's say, just one of these normal sort of neodymium magnets here, they're quite strong, that's why you want them, and if you were to stick that in there and glue it into place, as you'll notice if I move it to the edge, you've got a good couple of millimeters between the bottom of the magnet and the rim edge of the base, and really it's not going to do too much. Exactly the same with these. I think these are just 1 mils. These ones I am now moving towards because they've got a slightly larger surface area. Sorry about that. And basically same sort of thing again. See, as you can see, there is a certain amount of millimeters difference between that and that. How do we get rid of that? Well, we basically just use a little bit of green stuff, and that's all we do. So I'm just going to speed up the video because you don't want to see somebody needing green stuff. It's just the same as seeing somebody you know, paint drying or something like that. Right, so there we go, we've got a level of green stuff. Now, of course, with green stuff, as you will know, or hopefully you may or may not know anyway, but still, you'll need to dip it in water and stuff like that, and you've got to make sure you get a thoroughly good green mixture all the way through. Now that's neither here nor there really for this, because you're not doing it for filling in gaps, you're not doing it to make your own models and stuff. I mean, what some people can do with green stuff is absolutely amazing and leaves me in awe. Basically, all I'm going to do is just take some normal super glue. I'm going to stick it, a little blob in there, and stick that to it. Now I do that for 2 reasons. One, it starts to instantly cure this, but the other thing is I just want to make sure, because normally, you know, these neodymium magnets are quite sharp, they're strong, and basically when sticking these to a surface I'm sorry, my something in my throat. When sticking these to a surface, you basically want to make sure they're not going to come off, and I don't want the whole thing to rip off if I'm having to remove these, because as some of you may or may not know, these, well, practically all of the core units for vampire counts are nothing more than cannon fodder. They will die, and they will die in large numbers. So basically, all I do is just get a tiny bit of glue. Oops. Try not to glue. So if I normally use my super glue for most things, you know, a little splodge, that's all you need, and you basically push that on and start to flatten it down. Now, next thing is you get your your magnet and apply again another little drop of glue here. Maybe overkill, but I just like to do it. Be careful of your fingers in this point, and basically just push that on slightly. And as you can see, as it sits there, it's far too high. So then what I do is I push it on my surface, give it a quick twist, and there you go. And that's really all it is. You just leave it like that, leave it to dry, don't let it get in the way, you know, don't let it get into contact with anything. And as you can see, these are with older, slightly older magnets, but that's with one of the new ones. Solid, the green stuff allows them to be flush to the surface, and basically you can stick them to your movement tray. Now the paint I use, oh at last, yes, it's right here, excellent stuff. The paint, oh, hello Milo, good lad. The paint I use for this is Marabou Magnetico, and it's called a magnetic primer. And all it is, provided I can get the damn stuff open, I haven't had this stuff open for a while, as you can see, it's just like a green, it's a grey paint with, that's dry, but it's just basically got iron filings in, and now it's got an awful lot of wood chips. Oh excellent, brilliant. No, never mind, that's not going to hurt it too much. And I got this on eBay from a craft company, cost I think about £8 for this jar. And what you're supposed to do is that you lay it on, as I've done here. As you can see, there might be some like little patches that have come off. It will do that every now and then. There you go. See, there's some of the glue already, some of the paint's already stuck to it. Yippee. Right, basically what it is just paint with iron filings. Now if you can get your hands on iron filings, then I suppose you can make it a thicker, mulchier sort of form of paint by adding more iron filings to it. But basically they say, you know, several coats start to make this area magnetic. And here we go. Another cat wandering around. Go on, shift your backside. There we go, good lads here. They're such a tart, these cats. Right, and basically what I do is I will normally paint it, you know, slap it on a bit, and I will go sort of, you know, up and down, and then all the way across, and then I'll allow that to dry, and then I go crossways, and then I'll do the diagonals. So basically all the iron filings, they're all in many different orientations, but by basically doing that I'm hoping to cover all bases, so there's a good level of magnetic attraction there. It's not as strong as putting individual magnets on each individual part, but you've got problems there, as you know, of course, I mean, these aren't massively expensive, but if you're doing a horde army like mine, then it can get a little bit pricey. And also you've got to try and remember to make sure that the polarity of the magnet on each section facing up to the contact point of this one here must be the same through every single movement tray, and every single magnet you're going to stick onto your models will have to be the right polarity, the opposite one, to stick to it. And so, you know, that can get a bit annoying. As I said, if your army, say, is ogres, where, you know, a unit of ogres will have 6 practically at the most, then it might be viable to do that because they're big models also. But otherwise, you know, for horde armies, like certainly orcs and stuff like that, you're going to be a bit silly for doing that. So basically, yeah, once you've got these, you stick them on. There they are, like that, and they stay there. So basically you can move them around and do whatever, and also if you're silly enough you can tip them upside down and they'll stick. Now it is an iron filing paint, and these magnets are you know, limited, not the magnets themselves, because they're neodymium, they're like N35 strengths. You know, neodymium is quite a strong magnet anyway in its own right. Size wise, yes, you know, it depends on what size you're going for. Like that one there's a larger size, so it should have a bit more magnetic effect than that one, but there's 2 on those, and still, anyway, doesn't matter. But basically if you're going to hold them like that and shake them, then they'll start moving. But the thing is that if you're holding them upside down and shaking them, then you deserve to have breakages and stuff like that, because that's a typically stupid thing to do, really. So basically, as I said, you know, and then, you know, oh, if we can clear the rest of that gunk off. So if it will clear off. There you go. So now you can move these around, pick them up, plonk them there, and move them, and do this and that and the other, and basically you're laughing. So anyway, I hope this helps with some people. Remember, just, you know, give it a good sticking, and I'll catch you later.